We're here at Think Pharmacy Kippering and we're talking about automation today and how that can help you to reduce your costs per prescription. It only makes sense if we're getting paid less profit per prescription that we examine our workflows for any cost savings. And this is one pharmacy that you can see where it's properly implemented, where all of these savings can be realised, plus a whole lot more. So let's head inside. Okay, so we're with Brian Spooner. He's the pharmacy manager here at Think Pharmacy Kippering. And Brian, when you first thought about changing the experience in this pharmacy, what did it look like? And was there a particular catalyst that you saw that was for that change?
The biggest change, I suppose, Robert, was our business figures and sales figures had plateaued. We knew we needed to change something. We were an old store, so things had gotten a little bit dusty and it was time to change things around initially. We knew we wanted to engage a little bit more with our customers, and given that we actually have a high script trade, given the medical centre next door, we knew we could try things quickly and get a response quickly. So I suppose trying to do something new and actually trying to bring our staff out of their shells a little bit was the big, instigator really of change for us.
Okay. So Brian, what were the challenges you were looking to address, and did you see a compelling business case for the shop fit and also the investment in automation?
Absolutely. I suppose the challenge was that we had a very, very old layout, but yet we had a very high script trade and a growing front shop trade. We knew we needed to try and actually accommodate that a little bit better. Single biggest investment we had was ROA. It was a large spend, but certainly it's enabled us to actually cope much, much better and far more cost effectively with our growing script trade.
What role did the team play in this transformation of the business? Did they get involved in the planning, and what impact did they have?
They had a massive role to play, and absolutely, they're the key part of our team here. We were concerned about layout, ranging, merchandising, and using new brands. So we consulted our retail manager on that, and obviously our pharmacist had a massive input in terms of layout of dispensary, forward dispensing, but certainly ranging and the layout of the dispensary and the workflow was key to the big change here.
So workflows are critical to the productivity of any pharmacy team, let alone during major changes. So could you tell us a little bit about the biggest problems that you had with workflow before the changes?
Biggest problem we had, Robert, was that our pharmacist was on a raised platform about 2 foot, so staff had to actually, to speak to the pharmacist, they had to walk up the steps and walk back to the customer. That was probably the single biggest change to the layout of the store that we had.
So this is Rosie. We'd like to introduce her to you, and Brian's going to show you around some of her major features. So Brian, can you tell us a little bit about what's inside Rosie, and what were the biggest things that you've taken advantage of?
I suppose there's a number of things, Robert. Big change for us, I suppose, was aside from the smaller physical space where all our stock now is, we've got what's called a prologue. So our prologue, rather than having to manually load stock into the machine or onto a shelf by ourselves, when we receive our actual totes from wholesaler, we simply load stock in here and it actually puts the stock away itself. So measures the product, reads the barcode, knows exactly what it is, and selectively chooses a location in the machine for itself. So that's probably the single biggest improvement for us.
And what about for stock that requires special storage, like refrigeration?
Absolutely. We keep all our vaccines, large volumes of bulky stock like insulin in there, particular prescription eye drops, and high-cost, high-tech items as well. So the addition of the fridge, again, it improves and guarantees storage. Rather than having to manually fill out our storage and fridge temperatures, we can actually produce printouts here that we can spot and identify the actual, if there were peaks and troughs or radical temperature increases or decreases.
And does everything fit in here? Like I noticed that there's probably a little shelf here that's got some stock on it.
Sure.
Is that stuff that doesn't fit inside?
It's not necessarily so, but a lot of it is actually bulk stock. So I suppose I try and prioritize the stock that goes in there, even though I've got lots and lots of space.
So as we can see, Rosie can do a lot behind the scenes to support the pharmacist. But from your perspective, Brian, what's been the biggest thing that you've noticed in terms of that patient-pharmacist interaction?
I think the biggest change and the big point of difference for us actually is that people enter the store and they're meeting the pharmacist first. So rather than wasting time where they're requesting a Schedule 3 product, or they've got a complicated regime that they want to speak to the pharmacist about, we're right there. And from start to finish, throughout the whole dispensing procedure, I don't leave their side. So it's a big point of difference in terms of extra, information opportunities, add-on sales, improving and educating and encouraging compliance, things like that. It's been a massive, massive improvement for us.
So Dennis is a long-term patient here at Kippering, and you've seen a lot of changes in the last couple of years.
Oh,
Dennis,
God, yes.
What's been the biggest change that you've noticed, especially with the robot?
I think being quicker to be served, and it's more efficient, I think, myself. It looks it much efficient.
So now we've seen the full transformation here at Kippering, what would be the things you'd change if you had to do it again, and what's next?
Ooh, I suppose, given the time we're now actually getting to spend with our customers, we've seen a massive increase, massive explosion in the numbers of people who are actually converting to our exclusive DAA. So I probably allocate a little bit more physical space in the shop for that and to accommodate that service. That's okay. Perhaps we'd probably look at maybe virtual dispensing of our S2, S3 section next. But look, we're very keen to innovate. We're keen to drive the business. We're very focused here at Kippering. So yeah, the sky's the limit for us, really.
Fantastic. Thanks for showing
Thanks,
us around.
Robert. Take care.